Sup, nerds? Welcome to Pirate Radio, the Enterprise IT podcast. On today's episode, we sit down with Colorado Governor Jared Polis and discuss Colorado's growing technology industry and his experience as a technology entrepreneur. Governor Jared Polis, welcome to Pirate Radio.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
And may I say congratulations on the nuptials.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I get the sense that you stay pretty busy and that you're probably not on a honeymoon right now.
Nope. Never a moment's rest.
Good.
It's a crazy job, but we got a great state. Colorado's a great place to live.
For sure. Well, speaking of Colorado, I watched your interview the other day with the South Park guys.
Yeah.
And where they announced that they purchased Casa Bonita, and then the sitting governor of Colorado, you hugged them. It felt like the most meta Colorado moment of all time.
Well, I was so excited, Matt. I mean, to have them involved more in our state, and they both are part-time residents. They both grew up here, Matt and Trey, and so we know that like this is going to be an even better experience than it was at Casa Bonita. And of course, we all remember, sort of like life imitates art. I mean, its role in, of course, South Park, but also its role, like in Colorado and going there as a kid and taking our kids there. It's an exciting Colorado experience.
It is. I was teasing with a friend that the only way to make it more Colorado would have been if John Elway was drinking a Coors Light in the background. He did a Red Rocks.
They're working on that part. I think they're going to work on that.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll fix it in post. We'll add them.
There you go. You go. Just airbrush them in.
Governor, appreciate you jumping on. You've been an ambassador to the technology industry in both the public and private sector. Before entering public life, you were involved in startups. You've also been involved with, tech incubators, tech stars. Having been on both sides now, the public and the private sector, how does the community come together to make Colorado sort of a default state for new technology companies?
Well, first of all, we're just a great place to live. We have real innovative spirit. I think a lot of people being in and around mountains and nature. I mean, being able to get out and go skiing on a weekend or whitewater rafting, fishing. And it's just a great quality of life. And there's a lot of other creative, innovative people here. And it just sort of has a great energy that fuels innovation.
That's fantastic. I think we're also ranked fairly high in like just the gig economy, folks that are sort of entrepreneurial in general, right? They're looking to get out there and do their own thing and, create.
A lot of people that are self-employed or have several contracts or jobs, location independent employment, choosing to live in Colorado, working, virtually wherever as entrepreneurs or putting together, several gig economy jobs to support themselves. Colorado is really just a great place to live, work, and play. And that's a great value proposition, attracting a lot of folks from places like California and Texas to, innovate and live here.
Exactly. And the second question, so, with all the things you mentioned, economic indicators, showing that we continue to improve in terms of technology sector jobs, competing against the Silicon Valleys, the Seattles, the Austin, Texas. We've gotten a handful of high profile existing companies to move here. What's the strategy for global outreach and getting more companies to come to Colorado and take advantage of all the nice things you said?
We certainly tout our quality of life, favorable business environment, low tax rates, great schools. I think a much more sense of the value of diversity, people from across the world, great access to the world through our airport, as well as virtually through high-speed internet, great ecosystem of existing tech companies, great ecosystem of innovation and startups, including early stage capital. So really just a lot going on that is very attractive to entrepreneurs and innovators from all across the country and the world.
That's fantastic. So taking your governor hat off and putting your entrepreneur hat on, what as someone that's created businesses and jobs and and sold companies, and been a kind of a shining star within the Colorado tech scene. What advice do you have to technology startups and entrepreneurs?
Well, really just, leap in and give it a shot. I mean, you're always going to be in a little over your head and trying to figure it out and be creative in your problem solving. Ask others for, advice, and then forge your own solution. But if you have a great new way of doing something, a new efficiency to introduce into the economy, the rest is execution. And obviously execution is always the hard part, but if you throw yourself into it and use every creative ability you have, you can get it done.
That's awesome. We're One Technology is a 4-year-old technology infrastructure company, and the amount of things that we didn't know, had we made a list before we started of here's the thing, we would have been scared to death and wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, you just tackle it, right? You just jump in and tackle every problem, right? Like throw yourself in and find a solution.
Yeah, figure out how to do sales tax, figure out how to do all the different things that you weren't exposed to before, but you can. Other people have figured out, you can too, right?
Absolutely.
So, well, cool. Well, Governor Polis, we appreciate your time. Thank you for jumping on, talking tech, talking the state of Colorado, talking Casa Bonita. We covered a lot of ground.
Absolutely. And I think Colorado is only continuing to grow and become an even better innovation and entrepreneurial ecosystem, even as we speak, really reaching critical mass in so many different sectors. And it's really getting on people's radar nationally and internationally, which is exciting.
I think that's absolutely the case. And it's fun to be a part of and watch everyone else's success and all that stuff. So thank you, Governor Polis. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Matt. Take care.